Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're unpacking something absolutely crucial, the ultimate blueprint for your life. Look, we're all out there hustling, right? But man, is it easy to get tunnel vision. Today, we aren't just looking at how to get rich, and we're definitely not just talking about how to get absolutely shredded. Instead, we're exploring the 360-degree life blueprint. It's this incredibly holistic framework designed to balance everything so you can actually thrive, not just survive.
Seriously, think about this for a second. Modern hustle culture basically screams at us to grind at all costs. But what actually happens when you finally get the money, but your health completely falls apart? Or, on the flip side, you reach absolute peak physical shape, but you're just miserable and bored. It's a disaster. When we over-index in just one area, at the expense of everything else, the entire foundation just crumbles. To fix that, we need a solid architectural blueprint. Here is exactly how we'll logically build it out today. 1. Health. 2. Finance. 3. Fun. 4. Purpose. And finally, number 5, the cycle.
All right, part 1, health, your physical foundation.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Because, let's be real, you can't enjoy hard-earned wealth or your favorite hobbies if you literally don't have the energy to experience them. The good news? You don't need to be an Olympic athlete here. You just need functional fitness. You can just follow this super simple rule of 3. Step 1 is movement. That's 3 days of strength training and 2 days of cardio. Step 2 is fuel. You've got to prioritize protein and whole foods. Basically, a good rule of thumb is, if it comes from a plant, eat it. But if it was made in a plant, maybe skip it. Kind of makes that late-night processed snack habit a bit tougher to justify, doesn't it? And then step 3 is recovery, which is all about protecting that vital mind-body connection. And speaking of recovery, the absolutely crucial number you need to remember is 7 to 8. You've got to protect your sleep like it's your full-time job. We're talking 7 to 8 hours every single night. It's not a luxury, folks, it's mandatory. In fact, get this, chronic sleep deprivation literally shrinks your brain's capacity to process information. That 7 to 8 hour window is exactly when your body heals and your brain safely files away all the stress of the day.
Moving on to part 2, finance, the growth engine.
So once you actually have that physical energy, you need resources to operate, right? Now, money doesn't magically buy happiness, but it absolutely buys freedom and choices. And to keep those choices open, you need to tell your money exactly where to go using the 50-30-20 rule. 50% is for your absolute needs like rent or groceries. 30% goes to wants, like that overpriced artisan coffee or going out with friends, and that final 20% strictly dedicated to saving and investing. Hitting just that 20% consistently can easily build you a 6-figure safety net over a single decade.
But hold on, before you do anything else with that 20%, you need to hit this target. 3 to 6. That means 3 to 6 months of saved living expenses. Think of this as your ultimate financial armor. When life inevitably throws a crazy curveball, like a massive car repair or a sudden job shift, having this armor turns a complete crisis into just a mere inconvenience.
Once that armor is solidly built, you move on to multiplying. Because of inflation, you simply cannot save your way to wealth. You absolutely have to invest. And the golden rule to remember here is that time in the market always beats timing the market. You don't need to be some Wall Street genius picking the perfect stock. You just need to start small. And honestly, most importantly, start today.
Now for part 3, fun, reclaiming your joy.
Let's shift gears for a minute. Say you're healthy and your money is totally sorted. But if you're just working and grinding away with strict discipline and zero pure joy, well, you're basically a robot. So when was the last time you did something just for fun? Not as a side hustle, not for social media clout, just for you. As adults, we get so wrapped up in the heavy stuff that we honestly just forget how to play.
You have to actively find your play. Seriously, fun isn't a distraction, it is the ultimate stress reliever. Pick up a guitar, learn to cook, play a video game. Whatever it is, schedule it. Treat your downtime with the exact same respect you'd give a meeting with your boss. And share it too. Call your parents, text an old friend. Because ultimately, all that wealth and fitness doesn't mean much if you just have an empty room to share it in.
Which brings us to part 4, purpose, your ultimate why.
So how do we keep this whole machine running when conditions are really tough? Well, think about how motivation is kind of like a passing cloud. It's based entirely on feelings, and it's completely fleeting. You aren't always going to wake up wanting to stick to a strict budget. That's exactly where lasting discipline comes in, built up like a solid brick wall. But to build that wall, you need a deep, burning inspiration. Is it to break a generational cycle of poverty? When the alarm goes off at 5 a.m. and it's freezing cold outside, your ultimate why is literally the only thing pulling those covers off.
And finally, part 5, the 360-degree life cycle.
Let's see how this all builds together. We've looked at these 4 pillars individually, but they definitely don't operate in a vacuum. It's a beautifully powerful, interconnected cycle that you completely control. Think about it. When you eat well, you have the clear energy to work better. When you work better, your financials naturally improve. As your emergency fund grows, your day-to-day stress drops dramatically. And with lower stress, you finally have the mental bandwidth for actual fun, which then recharges you to keep treating your body right. Every single pillar directly feeds the next one.
I'll leave you with this final thought to take away from our explainer today. The timing to start is never going to be perfect, and conditions will absolutely never be flawless. You just have to start somewhere. So, which of these 4 areas, health, finance, fun, or purpose, are you going to focus on improving by just 1% this week? Keep building, keep moving, and start designing your 360-degree life today.